Hey guys, how's it going? What's up? Welcome back to the channel, and we're going to be diving into a video by Andy Pants Games, who I'm a subscriber to, and we're going to definitely dive in to see the whole debacle with the release with the new, excuse me, with the new Halo campaign remastered. So yeah, we're gonna check this out, and I myself have played the game, but I don't know. When this first came out, I kind of had some high hopes and then hiatuses and stuff when this game was coming out, and when it got released, I was completely disappointed. So, without further ado, let's dive into this and see what the verdict is, because I'll give my opinion about this, that ever since 343 took over, the quality of Halo has gone down drastically. And this was like, I think when Halo 5 released is when we completely lost what happened to Halo, you know. So anyways, let's get on with it. Let's check this out.
Halo used to be heroic, masculine, right-wing, pro-military, pro-America. Now it's fucking gay and worked on by theater kids. Campaign.
Okay. I don't think he's wrong about that. Gaming in itself has gone to be very cooked to that degree, because gay this, gay that, inclusion, blah, 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 blah. Look, I don't have anything gay. I can't even talk straight now. I don't have anything against, you know, LGBT or whatever and what the fuck. But the narrative that they push so hard to be in everything these days is fucking pissing me off. Okay? If you want to have a gay character and whatnot, cool. I don't really give a fuck. There's definitely plenty of games out there that were, you know, ahead of its time, in which that wasn't necessarily, you know, a very key factor or component to a game in itself. It was just like, you know, Mass Effect is a great example of this, because you can have same-sex relationships in there and whatnot, and you kind of had to, like, you know, discover that on your own, which was no problem. I had no problems with that. But these days, you know, freaking games have gone so freaking woke, or whatever. I'm starting to hate to use that fucking word, honestly, woke, because everything's being woke these days. But, you know, freaking with all this, you know, identity politics and all this other freaking crap, it's really fucking annoying, you know, okay? It's really annoying. Anyways.
Evolved is so bad, you have the level designer from Halo 3 saying stuff like this. The Halo devs have apparently decided that the majority of Marines should now be women. I'm fine with occasionally seeing a woman Marine, whatever, but we're starting to enter clown world territory here.
No,
for campaign Evolved.
Freaking this character, like, I've already seen gameplay of, like, that people are hating on this character, and seeing a lot of the cutscenes that she's in, and yeah, it's this character is like really fucking arrogant and ignorant to a degree where it's like not even girl boss type energy. It's like just fucking retard energy, okay? And I don't give a shit, YouTube. I'm gonna freaking say what I want to fucking say, okay? Kiss my ass.
Which is a remaster of Halo 1, 343 thought it was a good idea to add 3 missions to the beginning of the game, centering around this dog-ugly Boldyke as she one-ups Chief.
Not bad, Spartan. I'm almost starting to believe the propaganda.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck if she looks like a Boldyke or whatever the fuck, but like the fucking, you know, the attitude towards Chief, and, you know, just her as a character in itself, like, Like, bro, what the fuck are the story? I believe was that they were captured Marines, right? And Chief and Johnson came across them and saved them and whatnot because like they're being like in this gladiatorial like hunt for sport kind of thing, which in itself sounds kind of interesting and whatnot. But after seeing more gameplay of this, of how this was going down, and I don't know, she's like really an annoying character. Like, she's really stupid because like, how the fuck are you gonna turn down help when you're in a freaking, you know, situation where you're being freaking hunted by the freaking Covenant and whatnot? And yeah, it just makes no fucking sense. Like, wouldn't it be like, because like, I know that if you're like a hardcore Halo fan, that ODSTs and Spartans have this like, you know, inter-rival competition with each other, you know, inter-rivalry against each other. So like, aside putting aside pride and whatnot, wouldn't you want to like, you know, freaking team up and try to get the hell out of a freaking shitty situation where you're being hunted down and whatnot? Like, I don't know, that sounds kind of stupid. Like, I don't think you can do this sort of thing, you know, by yourself. Like, never. I don't think it's like turning around good help when it arrives at your convenience. Like, it's kind of dumb,
bro. It's like they watched my video about Chief being a disabled trans girl boss and thought God. I was pitching an idea for a new Halo. Anyway, so what I've been doing the past week is going back and playing the first 3 Halo games, and what stuck with me was number 1, how pro-military and right-wing these games were. Number 2, how much these games focused on religion.
No, really, it was because when this game had came out, I was there since its birth, since its inception, that I wanted to join the military. I mean, leave it up to this game for being like, you know, as a military for military recruitment. I'd say that's kind of a win, actually.
Religion, and number 3, how the entire lore of the original games was thrown away with Halo 4. And that's what I want to talk about in this video.
Okay, yeah, I think I can attest to that, especially after playing Halo 4, which was at the time was okay. Was actually the story was actually kind of good, at least for me. But then, you know, hindsight 2020 is a bitch, of course. So unfortunately, now I have to freaking agree that Halo 4 kind of like was the catalyst for everything. I know I said Halo 5 and whatnot, but Halo 5 was like the final nail of the coffin, because I thought Halo 5 was going to be like, you know, the thing to come back and, you know, be the redemption, so to speak.
Old school Halo would make your average little liberal soy cuck today piss their pants.
Yeah. Be gone from me, you soy boy beta cuck.
Legendary mode on Halo Combat Evolved would filter all these pussies. If that didn't get rid of them, we would troll the shit out of their mom in our Halo lobbies.
There's a gun fucking riot shield. What else do you want me to riot shield? I'm a put.
Look, if you guys weren't there in the early 2000s, coming up to, let's say, 2015, I want to say at least maybe around 2015 was where everything started to get, you know, freaking cucked to a point, or starting to, you know.
So what changed? And it's simple. Halo has been hijacked by pronoun people. It's been hijacked people who talk about racism and misogyny.
Oh, no.
You can see this in the people who work on Halo now.
French fried FGs.
Here's a guy who hates guns working on Halo. Here's a dude who is a Fruit Loop working on Halo.
Oh my god, I hate these fucking type of people. These type of people who freaking have all this bullshit and make that their personality and bring that shit into the workspace. Like, bro, you need to freaking like get kicked in the face, honestly. Oh god, he's from Seattle. Of course he's from fucking Seattle. From Washington.
Halo. Here's a black woman who was the chief of staff of
Oh yeah, this freaking Yeah, this freaking dumbass. She was in that interview when they were like announcing Halo Studios and the changes that were coming. Oh yeah, they changed a lot, and it's not for the better. Freaking rainbow flag, freaking weirdos. I'm tired of this fucking shit, dude. Honestly. Again, I don't have anything against freaking LGBT or whatever went up, but the freaking amount of level of noise that they freaking make and push out, and just the energy behind it, it's just fucking like, dude, no one fucking cares, okay? Let live, and freaking don't make freaking fuss about it. Just go about your day, and everything will be fine, all right?
Halo at one point. And you see this showing up in the game itself now. The original Halo games were heroic and pro-military. Now you have Catherine.
The marketing for OG Halo was freaking insane, dude. All right. You have to freaking honestly look back at the trailers and the marketing for these games back in the day, and freaking just look at the ones that they have that have come out these days in the past, I don't know, 10 years since Halo 4. Yeah, the freaking marketing and, energy behind it for the first 3 Halo games was vastly different.
Halsey and everybody questioning whether Chief is even the good guy or not.
I thought you'd be taller.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
343 Studios or Halo Studios, nobody gives a fuck. Whatever they're called now, they obviously hate Master Chief and they hate everything he stood for in the original games. Yeah. Never has there been a worse downfall from OG Bungie to 343 Halo Studios. Bro, back in the...
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Day, Bungie, without having social media or anything, was obsessed with their game and wanted to make fans happy. It's simple. Halo CE launched in 2001, and it had single player, co-op, and multiplayer.
I was 11 around that time.
On launch, all on one disc, big dog. Yeah. And it cost like $50 million to make. The virgins and beta males who made Halo Infinite, the game cost $400 million, and all they could do on launch was a wet fart single player campaign. But don't worry, the Pride armor, the Women's Day armor, the Black History Month armor were all right on.
Oh yeah, their marketing practices today is fucking absurd. I think EA throughout gaming as a whole, the whole marketing has their marketing practices, or how do I say this, or store practices actually, for additional content and skins and all this other crap. It's just I miss where we could freaking earn the shit instead of having to freaking buy it. However, if they're gonna market and sell like exclusive skins or whatever, I would expect it, at least those skins or all this other cosmetic type shit, to be, I don't know, like one of a kind, I guess. But I think there should be like some semblance of earning it a little bit to like unlock it, and then you can buy it for a reasonable price instead of like these ridiculous prices, like $50 for a pack skin or whatever for this kind of armor, so on and so on. And this shit just looks freaking it's just not cool. It's just freaking lame as fuck.
Have you ever thought about that? Why do these gay-ass studios have to delay their game, but they never delay Pride armor? They never delay gay-ass Black History Month armor. They're just soft, dude. It's a bunch of soft, virgin, incel men who wear dresses fucking working on Halo now. It used to be military-based chads, and now it's homos making this game. So anyway, boys, let's get into the main topic of this video, because like I said, I replayed the first 3 Halo games, and I want to go into 3 major points about exactly why the Halo games are so bad now. Number 1, the original Halo games made you feel like a hero. 343 turned Master Chief into a cuck, a simp, and a morally gray bad guy. Number 2, the original Halo games were primarily military engagement video games. The 343 games are practically anti-military games and completely get away from the series roots. Number 3, Halo has always been a deeply religious game. The 343 games stripped all the religious stuff out, and it doesn't feel like a Halo anymore. So let's get into it. One final caveat here. When I talk about the good Halos, I'm referring to everything up to including Halo Reach.
Okay, that's valid. Yeah. Reach was like the last good one.
I talk about the bad Halos, I'm talking about Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Infinite, and this new Dogwater campaign.
Yeah, freaking... I have no words, honestly, to like how or who, what, where, and when, like precisely, but I don't know, dude. I don't have any words. I don't know what to honestly say about this other than like how the mighty have fallen. Okay, because like fucking shit. There was, like I said earlier, these games over here on the left had such, good marketing and development and production that we got, polished and refined products. However, of course, they weren't necessarily, of course, perfect, and when they had their glitches and stuff, but like they weren't to the level or degree where it was like bad. It was more of a funny home video type moment. It's like, oh freaking look, this glitch happened and whatnot, and gives a momentary pause to like appreciate stuff like that, and it's like something to be something to laugh at and appreciate in a different kind of light, other than like as the games on the right hand side had their own problems, and it was just like, it's just not even fun. It's like it's not even memeable at this point.
An Evolve thing.
Oh yeah.
Replaying Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3 again, I realized what made these games so powerful, and it's the feeling of being the hero. You are Spartan John 117, a Christian reference to the Bible, by the way. Yeah. You are a super soldier created by humanity to save them. Nobody can do what you do. You are humanity's greatest warrior. And Marty O'Donnell's legendary soundtrack specifically leans into this feeling. I think of the Forward Unto...
That's another big thing, Also the music and, composers that worked on the previous Halo games are nowhere to be found in the new ones. Like the level of degree of the, composition for the music for the new Halo games is just like really bland, bro. Like, holy crap. Like, it's... I don't even want to listen to it. Like, I don't even think putting any more music in the new Halo games is even... It shouldn't even be a thing anymore at this point. Like, stop trying now.
Dawn towering over you in the sky and dropping off tanks in Halo 3. I think of running headfirst into battle in Halo Reach. I think of mounting a final offensive in Halo 2. The developers at Bungie were simply Chads. They were actually men. They cared about things like heroism and not being a little trans, troony beta cuck. Jump over to 343 Industries and you see grown men showing up to work in dresses. They're evil. They're demonic. They have mental illnesses. And of course, you see this come across in their games. Halo 4 opens with Dr. Halsey essentially being called a war criminal for making the Spartans. Halsey is first mentioned in the book from 2001, but never shows up in the early games except for in Halo Reach. Reach never treated Halsey as a war criminal, but rather somebody who made hard decisions to save humanity. So again, the cuckening of Halo. 343 is attacking their own main character. But it gets worse. Most of Halo 4 is just Chief simping for Cortana. He has no real mission anymore. They're just trying to get back to Earth, and then they accidentally open a Forerunner artifact and out pops the Didact. The last thing Chief says in Halo 3 is, "Wake me when you need me."
Yeah.
Wake me
When you need me.
when you need me.
To me, this implies that Chief should be kept in cryosleep until there is a clear mission for him.
Yeah.
And that never actually happened in Halo 4. What was your mission? Get back to Earth, fart around on some alien planet, and talk to the Didact with his boring new enemy type they made? It's obvious Halo 4 was made by retards and pronoun people, but it gets even worse. The first time Chief runs into other Spartans, we get this embarrassing interaction.
I thought you'd be taller.
Just in case you wanted more things to cringe about in Halo 4, I read online that the Didact is a metaphor for imperial dominance, racial supremacy, and forced assimilation. Because all the creators of Halo 4 are gay and woke, you can 100% assume they are talking about white people in America. But wait, guys, the UNSC is definitely meant to be a metaphor for America in the first 5 Halo games, and in those games, we are the good guys. So which is it? Again, 343 is so confused and retarded because they made America the good guys in the first 5 Halo games, and now suddenly America are the bad guys. And the final thing I hate about Halo 4 is, of course, that they completely changed the lore. In Halo 3, there's a moment where 343 Guilty Spark looks at Chief and says something to the effect of, "You are the Forerunner."
You are Forerunner.
Implying that humans are the Forerunners and that they are not actually a separate race. And then if you look at all the Bungie lore dumps and old videos, you find out, yes, Bungie intended humans to be the original Forerunners. And that would have been super interesting because on the one hand, the Covenant are against the humans and fighting the humans, but then they're finding out, oh wait, the humans are also the Forerunners we've been searching for, and the Prophet of Truth is hiding all this stuff from them, and it would have been a very cool plot device to have used in the later Halo games. But of course, 343 had to retcon all of this. They tossed out all of Bungie's lore, and they said, no, we're going to make the Forerunners a completely different race that look like Voldemort. So yeah, one of the biggest reasons Halo 4 is trash is just because they threw out all of Bungie's lore, and they made the Forerunners this separate race, and nobody wanted that, and the 343 games are just dog shit. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
The
Good
Halo
stuff.
games are primarily games about military conflicts. They're not necessarily only about Chief. The original ship attacked in Halo 1 was the Pillar of Autumn, a military ship. You do reconnaissance for the military the entire game. Halo 2 opens with the Chief being awarded medals for his service. He is a war hero. Halo 3 ends over a patriotic speech as we see a memorial to all the fallen soldiers in the game. Halo Reach is primarily about the bravery and dedication of 6 Spartans as they gave their lives to stop the fall of Reach. The original Halo games are unabashedly pro-military, and as we know, the military makes leftists, libcucks, and troons seethe. But moving on, we know that the military framing in the good Halo games is the perfect foil for Master Chief. The UNSC soldiers and all the military stuff in the Halo games have always grounded these games and made them feel more real than Pixels were able to. Because the 343 games were made by feminists and gay men who think the military is icky, it's obvious that the military's role got severely downgraded in the 343 games. So in summary, the later Halo games do not feel like Halo to me because they massively downgraded the military conflict aspect of all this. Halo 4 is about having retarded and esoteric conversations with the Didact. It's boring as hell. Halo 5 is about
like now it's gone to like, you know, to the point where like if you're like a first-time player, you might think it's like, oh, it's freaking cool and whatnot, and play it over and over and over again. The replayability starts to kick in, and you know, you're just like, you just sigh and just be disappointed and shit. So like I can't necessarily like, you know, freaking support or play something like that, you know, because you know, of course replayability replayability is like, the big thing, of course, when it comes to a game like, and it's definitely, a key factor. It's what makes, this game that makes you come back again and again and again. And, if it stands the test of time, you can call that as a slam dunk, but if a game doesn't have, that kind of factor in it where you just play it and then you're just done with it and it collects dust, I wouldn't say that that's a win. Same thing for movies.
Cortana becoming the bad guy, and you fight this gay loser called Warden Eternal. In Halo Infinite,
oh, that freaking thing was so annoying. Like, the fact that you have to fight him like what, freaking 20 sometimes over and over again was like not even an interesting villain or anything like that. Like, I know the Didac, I know he freaking like now like it's like whatever, fucking gives a fuck. But at least the Didac, you know what? I think no, not even the Didac was much of a freaking. No, actually, I take that back. You don't even freaking fight the Didac. You just freaking like, run up to him, freaking you run up to him with a freaking nuke, blow it up, cutscene, blah 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 blah. You don't even freaking fight him like you did in Halo 2, like where you fight the heretic leader or the prophet or anything like that. Like, there was no boss fight that was like, like that. It was just straight cutscene. And in this one, like, you do fight, somewhat of a boss, but it's like the same boss over and over. And at different times, you fought, I think, the most 3, if I'm not mistaken.
a bunch of brutes called the Banished, and these guys are so boring that I can't tell them apart. Do you want to know why the 343 games don't feel like Halo? It's because the war against the Covenant and then the war against the Flood are the primary plot device in the good Halo games.
Yeah.
The later games were such retarded failures because they got away from being about a military conflict. All right, my final point. Number 3, Halo has always been about religion.
Yeah.
Is there anything that Reddit, atheists, and pronoun people hate more than religion? And this explains why the 343 games have almost all of the religious content taken out, because leftists find religion icky. But the truth is that Halo 1, 2, and 3 are deeply focused on faith and religious belief. Halo 1 opens with a choir singing, the prophet of mercy, the prophet of truth.
No, yeah, he's right, because the music composed sounds, biblical-ish. It has biblical tones, and let's see, the Flood themselves is also another religious what's the word I'm looking for, another religious reference to the Flood of Noah's Ark. And like the Flood, they swept over through the galaxy, metaphorically as a wave of water, consuming everything, destroying everything, until the Forerunners activated the Halo array and saved the galaxy, so to speak.
The prophet of regret, all biblical concepts. John 1:17 is a Bible reference.
Yeah,
the Covenant is a Bible reference. The Flood, also a Bible reference.
See,
Marty O'Donnell indicated that the original name for the Covenant was the Dervish, which would have been a direct reference to Islam. So if you look at the original Halo trilogy,
because I did get that kind of vibe from the Covenant that they had Islamic roots or Islamic references, I mean, in the way they conducted things and so on and so on. The Great Journey, salvation, and all that type of terminology that the Covenant used in the second game is like, yeah, these guys are, on a religious quest.
It's clear that these games are about religious fanaticism versus America. The UNSC represents the USA, and the Covenant represents the Middle East conflict. The Prophet of Truth is
he's not wrong, because after 9/11, unless you were there and remember where you were, the war on terror began, and the terrorist that, I'm not going to say his name, but the person that that plotted to bring down the Twin Towers was out of religious religious, how do I say, I can't even say words. Wow, words are hard. Wanted to attack America or the West for religious purposes, and concocted this, whole evil plot to attack America, and did that successfully, unfortunately. And lots of people, lost their lives, and the war on terror began. And, these people who knocked down the tower deeply felt, that way about, in religious, to invoke religious conflict on the West.
Clearly a jihadist.
My feet tread the path. I shall become a god.
The whole idea of activating the Halo ring is a metaphor for suicide and these lunatics sacrificing themselves for Allah. The Halo ring is essentially a way to commit suicide by wiping out all life in the universe and going on the, quote, great journey. But over the course of Halo 2, you see the Arbiter's metamorphosis from a true believer to somebody who actively questions his religion. You could say over the course of the first 3 Halo games, the Arbiter goes from a radical Muslim to a moderate Muslim who doesn't believe religious suicide is the answer anymore.
Or killing everybody in the entire world, including your own race. Or, like, where's the logic in that, really?
This is why the Chief and Arbiter are able to team up and take down the Prophet of Truth and prevent the annihilation of the universe by these religious fanatics. So it's not true to say that Christianity is fighting the Covenant in the Halo games, but what is clear is the Human Covenant War is 100% a metaphor for the Iraq War, which is the conflict our country was engaged in at the time. See, another interesting thing.
Like I said, if you were there, if you weren't, just YouTube it, okay? Google it, learn something a little bit. For those people who, for y'all who haven't, did not see how that war started and how, it became, played out through those years. It was a very long conflict, all right?
Here is that Master Chief's name is John 1:17. In the Bible, the verse John 1:17 reads as follows: "For the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ." Master Chief is what is known as a, quote, type of Christ. He does what humanity is not capable of doing. He is the ultimate soldier, the ultimate man, the ultimate Giga Chad. In the same way Chief saves humanity from suicidal jihadist Islam, Jesus Christ saves humanity from their sins by dying in their place. So it's easy to see why all religious content was removed from Halo 4.
And him having saying that, I think, hindsight, Halo 3 should have been the end of it. Because now we have these freaking shit ass freaking games now and whatnot, and I think John should have just stayed in cryo until, of course, like when we actually needed him again.
Halo 5 and Infinite. And this is yet another reason why Halo 4, 5, and Infinite do not feel like Halo games.
Yeah.
Halo has always been deeply religious and deeply steeped in metaphor. So what did the woke retards at 343 do instead of the religion? They basically brought in a bunch of boring lore from the books and talked about that instead. Nobody cares about Warden Eternal.
Yeah, when Halo 5 was coming out and everyone's like, was speculating like what was going to be about. My thing, I told a best friend of mine that I think what it was going to be about. That I think what Halo 5 might include or be about was something in the books where Master Chief is either trying to find someone from his squad or save someone from his squad, or his original squad being involved, finally, which is cool. I'm not gonna lie, which was like, oh, freaking sweet. We can finally see Chief and all his companions that he grew up with and trained with, and see them in action and whatnot. And although we did get that, but freaking still, Halo 5 was just stale as hell. Like there was nothing.
Eternal. Nobody cares.
There was nothing. It was just bleh, meh. They were pretty much there. Chief could have just been in Halo 5 and done everything himself again, and it would not make a difference really.
About the didact, but because woke leftists are completely detached from reality, they thought somebody would give a shit about these characters, and we never did. The only hint at Halo 4 and 5 being a metaphor, like I said earlier, is that number one, Chief is the bad guy now because Halsey kidnapped him from his parents and made him a child soldier and therefore bad. Number two, people like the didact are white colonizers, and to update the language, they would probably call him a fascist today. I mean, these lunatics think the didact represents America, probably. So boys, in closing, is it any wonder everybody freaking hates Halo now? The original Halo games were deeply Christian, deeply.
And I hate, oh god, yeah, freaking throwing hate a lot. Love to hate. Let me see if I can say this without using the word hate. Probably won't. I'll probably fail at that. I don't like Halo anymore to the degree I used to. Like, believe me, Halo nerd all the way back in the day, like freaking high, since it came out to high school, etc., etc. Now, I don't know. I just kind of want this game dead and buried, honestly. Halo 3 honestly should have had, in my opinion, John die actually, and not, have him go into cryo. I think he should just died at that point, and everything be right as rain, and that'll be the end of it. But now we got this crap.
Religious. They were essentially military games about the military, and Chief was the ultimate hero. 343 and Halo Studios games are dog shit. They're completely anti-religion and anti-faith. They are anti-American, and they somehow make Chief the bad guy. One final note about that, I'm sure people will say, oh, well, the Spartan program was mentioned in the book in 2001, so it's always been there. To that, I would say yes. But do you seriously think that OG Bungie would have made Chief the, quote, bad guy, or the Spartan program responsible for, quote, war crimes? Get out of here.
No,
also, Bungie made it clear that the games are canon and the books are not canon. The games always took precedence over the books. But anyway, in closing, the whole reason...
Because the first book didn't come out after the fact that the first Halo and the second game came out, I think. Unless I'm wrong, freaking correct me on that. But yeah, the freaking games came out first, and then the novelization just, enhanced that more,
Halo works as a game is because morality is so black and white. And I think that you will find in real life, morality is still very black and white. Woke people and pronoun people are evil satanic retards. They worship Satan. They are trash and they represent the flood, the USA, Christians, and all of humanity who value life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are the UNSC. All right, boys, I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah, I completely agree with him. Halo is not what it used to be, unfortunately. I'm going to say it again. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I can't necessarily say that Destiny is even better also, because in my opinion, freaking Destiny is just like, I don't really give a fuck. Warframe is actually the better game when it comes to loot shooters and whatnot, but that's a whole different other topic and whatnot. But compared to the stories for the both of them, Warframe is vastly superior to Destiny's story. Sorry, I'm just gonna say it, okay? Well, yeah, for gaming, that's a good video, and go check out his channel, guys, because I think he does make good content. I subscribe to him as well. I've been a subscriber for quite a while, and yeah, he does good stuff. I would recommend and encourage you guys to go check out his channel. I'll leave the original video in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, this has been an insightful video. I think it's safe to say that Halo is, dead, should be dead and buried, swept under the rug. Time to look for something new. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the video, all that stuff. Please like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.